Do your chain hang low? Do it
wobble to the floor.
Do it shine in the light? What happened? Welcome to this week's edition of StorrsNation. I'm your host, Nicholas Lajara, and this week I'm joined by two special guests, Alexis, Gwynn, and Jake Ferrari, to give us a rundown on the WNBA and MLB playoffs. We're joined by a live audience. They're excited, and so am I. So we'll jump right into it right after this short break. Over the past couple of weeks, great basketball's been back. No, I'm not talking about the NBA preseason. I'm talking about the WNBA finals. The Minnesota Lynx and the LA Sparks gave us an incredible 5-game series and an incredible Game 5 that culminated with Maya Moore sinking the game-winning shot to seal the championship. With this win, the Lynx have locked up their 4th championship in the last 6 years, and they're now tied with the most championships in league history. Alexis, how does a rivalry like this elevate the league's audience?
Well, the intensity that the WNBA finals had this year actually led to the highest audience since 2003. So rivalries is actually what people look for. So people like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, people love watching stuff like that, even if you're not a hardcore WNBA fan.
Yep, it's these kind of rivalries that bring the casual audience
exactly,
in. So,
exactly.
With this, we have to acknowledge that it was UConn's very own alum that sealed the Game 5 for the Lynx. I gotta ask, who are your top 5 women's basketball players?
Top 5, not in order, is Rebecca Lobo. She laid the foundation for what UConn basketball stands for today. As you know, she recently was included to the Basketball Hall of Fame, which she was very much deserves. Then we got Diana Taurasi in mind. She was like the Kobe Bryant of women's basketball, unstoppable at both ends of the court. Third, we have Maya Moore, maybe one of the best all-around players to ever play at UConn. Maya had no weaknesses, and her greatest strengths was she made her teammates better. Fourth, we have Breanna Stewart. You have to talk about Stewart. I mean, she's the greatest winner in college basketball history for 4 national titles, obviously unstoppable. And then fifth, we have Sue Bird. A true point in every sense of the word, floor general and a coach on the floor who knew exactly how to run a basketball team.
Completely agree. You know, the list is insane. With all the talent UConn's had, it's insane to come up with 5 players on a list, but you know, you gotta do it. You know, and when we come back, I'll be joined by Jake Ferrari to give us his predictions and takes on the MLB playoffs. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Jake Ferrari's in the building and ready to talk baseball. With the wildcard games completed and the division series underway, who do you have coming out of each league? And who do you feel is the favorite to win it all?
Well, it's been a really interesting year in the MLB. There are so many solid teams in the playoffs this year. You had 3 teams win over 100 games, which is pretty unprecedented in baseball. So it's hard to pick a winner. But in the American League, I think Houston has the most complete team. You know, they have a really solid lineup 1 through 9. You know, UConn alum George Springer leads off. Jose Altuve, possibly the MVP.
Yep.
Carlos Correa, former #1 overall pick. And they just throughout the lineup, they got a bunch of guys who can just mash.
Yep.
And pitching, 2 former Cy Young Award winners, Dallas Keuchel and Justin Verlander, who can really, lead them to the championship, I think.
Yep.
And in the National League, I think it's finally the Dodgers' year. You know, they've struggled for the past.
We'll see.
Yeah, they struggled for the past 5 years. Every year feels like the Dodgers' year, but this year, 104 wins, and it's the most in a long time. And I think with, Yu Darvish, Clayton Kershaw, they can finally push through the NL and reach the World Series. But we'll see.
Well, man, we'll see. And what about the Cubs? They were struggling, beginning of the season, made a run towards the end. In the playoffs,
Yeah.
do you think they have a chance?
They have a chance. I mean, Joe Maddon's a great manager. They have, pitchers with incredible playoff pedigree, like John Lester, John Lackey. So there's always a chance. I just feel like their bullpen isn't consistent enough this year. And, they had the magic last year, and I think the magic kind of wore out this year, unfortunately, for the fans in Chicago. Yeah.
We'll definitely have to see. The regular season concluded, and it will be remembered by the incredible performances by Jose Altuve and Aaron Judge, as well as Giancarlo Stanton. It's been an amazing season, Jake. Who do you see winning Rookie of the Year, and who do you see winning MVP?
Well, Rookie of the Year in the AL, it's been pretty much decided since April. I think Aaron Judge has it locked up. 52 homers, rookie record by a lot. Scored 128 runs and walked 127 times. Those all led the league. And you know what? He's in the MVP conversation. So any rookie in the MVP conversation is probably going to win the Rookie of the Year.
Incredible,
yeah. And he's just put up insane numbers all season long. And, for the National League, Cody Bellinger also had an incredible season. This has been a season in baseball where we've had a ton of home runs, and Bellinger fit that mold. He hit 39 himself.
Yeah, as a rookie.
Yeah, as a rookie, yep. And he was really the centerpiece of that Dodgers offense, the team that won 104 games. So he deserves a lot of credit for what he did. He was second on the team in OPS behind only Justin Turner. And, he earned it, definitely. There's really no one close to him, to either of them.
And what do you think for MVP?
MVP? Well, I don't know if Yankee fans are going to be very happy with me, but I think you got to give it to Jose Altuve.
Got to give it to Altuve.
5'5" compared to 6'7", but the guy hit, what he hit, 346.
346. Insane.
You don't see guys hit that high very often, and he's done it 4 straight years. He's won 3 of the last 4 batting titles, over 200 hits again, and he added 32 steals, 24 homers, and the difference to me is that he was consistent throughout the season. Judge had that one little stretch in August where he stunk. He stunk. And the MVP has to be the best player throughout the season. And I think Jose Altuve was the best player throughout the season in the AL. And in the NL, it really is a toss-up this year. There's a lot of guys. And the debate has been brought up whether your team needs to be good to win the MVP, because then you provide the most, or if it's just individual statistics. So you have guys like Joey Votto, who was on a bad team, and Giancarlo Stanton, who's on a bad team. But if I had a vote, I would vote for Stanton. 59 homers, most in a long time. He had an incredible stretch in August where he hit like 11 in 9 games, and it seemed like he was going to get to 60. He came up 1 short. But you got to give it to the best player, and Stanton was the best player, even though the team did struggle. And I would personally, give it to J.D. Martinez, but
he got traded.
He got traded. Yeah, that's why you can't really give it to him, because he was in the AL for the first half of the year and the NL for the second half of the year. But he hit 29 home runs in 62 games with the Diamondbacks, and he really vaulted them into the playoffs.
He vaulted the playoffs.
He did,
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of value in that, but I don't think he's played enough games in the National League to give him the MVP there.
Hey, it's been a tough race this year so far, and we'll definitely look forward to see who's winning the MVPs. Incredible analysis by Jake, always. And that's this week's show. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow UCTV on Twitter and tune in next week. StorrsNation. I'm your host, Nick Lajara, and this week I'm joined by 2 special guests. I forget my name. I forgot my name. That went down to the wire when UConn's own Maya Moore sealed the jumper with less than a minute left. Sealed the championship with less than a. Wow!
Everyone loves them, like Michael Jackson and Larry Bird. We love them. We all love. Wait, what happened?
It's not.